Question number 1, part A. A shopkeeper sold 292 shirts at the price of shillings 6,950. We are supposed to estimate how much money she got. Okay, so this is the word problem for multiplication. So let us simply multiply these two values. So we are going to take 292 times 6,950. After solving these values, we are going to have 2,029,400, and this is the amount of money she got. Part B, express 0.96 in the form of a over b, where a and b are integers such that b is not equal to 0. Okay, so this is the recurring or repeating decimal, and from this decimal 0.96, this means that number 6 repeats without an end and can be written as 0.96666 and so on. Okay, so to convert this decimal into a fraction, let us follow the steps. So first, let x equals to 0.96. Let us call this as equation number 1. Next, since we have one number that repeats, we are going to multiply by 10 both sides. So we are going to have 10x equals to 9.6. And we are going to call this as equation number 2. Okay, now we are going to take equation number 2 minus equation number 1. So our equation is going to be 10x minus x equals to 9.6 minus 0.96. Solving this, we are going to have 9x equals to 8.7. Okay, now let us divide by 9 both sides. We are going to have x equals to 8.7 over 9. Let us now multiply by 10 both in numerator and denominator. Our equation is going to be x equals to 87 over 90. Simplifying this, we are going to have x equals to 29 over 30. And this is going to be our answer. Question number 2, part A. If log y plus 2 log in bracket 3x plus 1 equals to 1, we are supposed to express y in terms of x. Okay, so this is the logarithm problem. First, let us apply the exponential law of logarithm for the second term from our left hand side. So our equation is going to be log y plus log in brackets 3x plus 1 squared equals to 1. Okay, now we are going to apply the additional rule for the left hand side. Our equation is going to be log in brackets 3x plus 1 squared times y equals to 1. Okay, let us now express log into exponential format. We have to remember that the log given are base 10 by default. So our expression is going to be in brackets 3x plus 1 squared times y equals to 10. Now let us make y as a subject. Our equation is going to be y equals to 10 over in brackets 3x plus 1 squared. And this is our answer, as y has been expressed in terms of x. Part B, we are supposed to simplify that expression by rationalizing the denominator. Okay, so this is the radical problem. Okay, so first, for both numerator and denominator, we are going to multiply by the denominator after changing the sign. So our expression is going to be under root 7 times, in brackets, under root 7 minus under root 5 over, in brackets, under root 7 plus under root 5 times, in brackets, under root 7 minus under root 5. Next, we are going to open the brackets for the numerator, and then we are going to expand the denominator by applying the difference of two square concept. Our expression will be 7 minus under root 7 times 5 over, in brackets, under root 7 squared minus under root 5 squared. Computing this, we are going to have 7 minus under root 35 over 7 minus 5, of which it becomes 7 minus under root 35 over 2. Let us now finalize our expression by separating the fractions. We are going to have 7 over 2 minus under root 35 over 2. And this is going to be our answer. Question number 3, part A. If m star n equals to m plus 4n, find x given that 3 star in brackets x star 1 equals to 27. So we have 3 star in brackets x star 1 equals to 27. Let us call this as equation number 1. And we have m star n equals to m plus 4n. Then we are going to call this as equation number 2. So next, we are going to equate the values from the brackets of equation 1 in order to get the value of m star n for equation number 2. Our equation is going to be m star n equals to x star 1, which equals to x plus 4. So our equation number 1 will be 3 star in brackets x plus 4 equals to 27. Let us call this as equation number 3. Also, we are going to equate values of equation number 3 to get values of m star n for equation number 2. Our expression is going to be 3 star in brackets x plus 4 equals to 3 plus 4 times in brackets x plus 4. But we have been given that 3 star in brackets x plus 4 equals to 27. Then our expression can be written as 3 plus 4 times x plus 4 equals to 27. Now let us open the brackets. We are going to have 3 plus 4x plus 16 equals to 27. Now let us combine the like terms. Our expression is going to be 4x equals to 8. Next, we are going to divide by 4 both sides. We are going to have x equals to 8 over 4, of which after solving this we are going to have 2, and this is the value of x required. Part B of the question: there are 48 men at a meeting, of whom 24 are teachers. 36 are parents, and 16 are both teachers and parents. By using a Venn diagram, find the number of men who are neither teachers nor parents. This is the set problem. We are going to let T represent teachers and P will represent parents. Okay, so let us have a sketch of our Venn diagram. Our Venn diagram will have a set of teachers and here will be parents. We have been told that 16 are both teachers and parents, so our intersection here is going to be 16. Okay, so to get the value for teachers only, we are going to take 24 number of teachers minus 16. So here, for teachers only, we are going to have 8. And also, in order to get the value for parents, we are going to take 36 minus 16. And the value is going to be 20 for parents. The total number of men are 48. So in order to find the men who are neither teachers nor parents, we are going to have 8 plus 16 plus 20 plus x, which is the unknown number, equals to 48. Now solving for x, we are going to have 4. And this is the number of men who are neither teachers or no parents. Question number 4a. Find the direction cosine of C equals to 9i plus 12j. Hence show that the sum of the squares of these direction cosines is 1. Okay, so this is the vector problem. We have to remember that the direction cosines are cos alpha, which equals to x component of vector over magnitude of vector, and cos beta, which equals to y component of vector over magnitude of vector. Then our cos alpha will equal 9 over under root 9 squared plus 12 squared, of which, simplifying this, we are going to have 9 over 15. Solving further, we are going to have 3 over 5. And our cos beta is going to be 12 over under root 9 squared plus 12 squared, which, solving this, we are going to have 12 over 15. Solving further, we are going to have 4 over 5. Therefore, the direction cosines are 3 over 5 and 4 over 5. Let us now show that the sum of the squares of this directional cosines is 1. So we are going to take cos square alpha plus cos square beta. Okay, so let us now substitute the values for cos alpha and cos beta. So we are going to have 3 over 5 squared plus 4 over 5 squared. Okay, so let us solve these values. We are going to have 9 over 25 plus 16 over 25. Solving this, we are going to have 25 over 25, which equals to 1. Then this shows that the sum of the squares of these directional cosines is 1. Part B of the question, find the equation of the line through the point 4,6 and the midpoint of 2,4 and 10,4. Okay, so this is the coordinate geometry problem. Okay, so first let us find the midpoint of these 2 points, 2,4 and 10,4. So we are going to let x, y be the midpoint. So x1, y1 will be 2,4 and x2, y2 will be 10,4. So we are going to have x equals to x1 plus x2 over 2 and y equals to y1 plus y2 over 2. Let us substitute the points given. We are going to have x equals to 2 plus 10 over 2, of which, solving this, we are going to have 6. And y is going to be 4 plus 4 over 2. Solving this is going to be 4. Okay, so now we have the line passing through point 4, 6 and 6,4. Let us now find the equation of the line. First, we are going to find the slope. Then the slope equals to change in y over change in x. We can also write as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, now let us substitute the values we have been given. Slope is going to equal 4 minus 6 over 6 minus 4, which equals to negative 2 over 2. Solving this, we are going to have negative 1. From the general formula, y equals to m times in brackets x minus x1 plus y1. Okay, now let us substitute x1 with 4, y1 with 6, and m with negative 1. Our equation is going to be y equals to negative 1 times in brackets x minus 4 plus 6. Okay, now let us open the brackets. Our equation is going to be y equals to negative x plus 4 plus 6. Okay, so let us now combine the like terms. Our expression is going to be y equals to negative x plus 10. Let us now rearrange this equation. Our expression is going to be x plus y equals to 10. And this is the equation required. Question number 5, part A. The length of two sides of a triangle are 16 centimeter and 20 centimeter. Find the area of the triangle if included angle is 30 degrees. So let us sketch our problem. We draw the triangle. Here we have 16 centimeter and here is 20 centimeter and here is 30 degrees. Okay, so since we have two sides and included angle, we are going to use the sine formula, which says area equals to 1 over 2 times A times B times sine theta. Okay, so now let us substitute A with 16 and B with 20, theta with 30 degrees. Our equation is going to be area equals to 1 over 2 times 16 times 20 times sine 30, of which after solving the values we are going to have 80 centimeter. Therefore, our area of a triangle is 80 centimeter squared. Part B of the question. In the figure below, calculate the length BD. Okay, so this is the similarity problem. To solve the problem, we are going to check for similarities. First, let us consider triangle ABE and triangle CDE. Okay, so for these two angles, angle ABE equals to angle CDE because they are corresponding angles since line AB and CD are parallel. Also, angle BEA is common. Also, we say that angle BAE equals to angle DCE because they are third angles for the triangle. Okay, so since the corresponding angles for the triangle are equal, then the triangles are similar by AA theorem. Then the sides for these triangles are proportional, meaning their ratio for the corresponding sides is constant. Now, let X be the length BD. Okay, so considering this sketch, AE over CE equals to BE over DE. Let us now substitute the values from the sketch. We are going to have 24 over 18 equals to X plus 20 over 20. Let's now perform the cross multiplication. Our equation is going to be 18 times, in brackets, X plus 20 equals to 24 times 20. Let us now divide by 18 both sides. Our equation is going to be X plus 20 equals to 26 plus 6, 7. Okay, so now let us make X as a subject. We are going to have X equals to 26.67 minus 20. Solving this, we are going to have 6.67. Therefore, BD equals to 6.67 centimeters. Question number 6A. A bus travels 240 kilometers using 16 liters of diesel. How many liters of diesel are needed to drive 90 kilometers? Okay, so this is the variation problem. So logically, distance traveled is directly proportional to the volume of diesel. Symbolically, we write as D is directly proportional to V. Okay, so let us now introduce the constant of proportionality K. Our equation is going to be D equals to K times V. Now let us make K as a subject. Our equation is going to be K equals to D over V. Okay, so now let us substitute V with 16 and D with 240. Our equation is going to be K equals to 240 over 16, of which, solving this, we are going to have K equals to 15. Okay, so next, let us substitute the value of K calculated and D equals to 90 in order to calculate the value of V from the general formula. So our equation is going to be 15 equals to 90 over V. Okay, so applying cross multiplication here, we are going to have 15V equals to 90. Okay, so now let us divide by 15 both sides. Our equation is going to be V equals to 90 over 15. Solving this, we are going to have 6. So therefore we can say that 60 liters are needed to drive 90 kilometers. Part B of the question, if y varies directly to x minus 1 and inversely to x plus d, and if x equals to 2, d equals to 4 for y equals to 1, then find x when y equals to 2 and d equals to 1. Okay, so again, this is the variation problem. So symbolically, we have y is directly proportional to x minus 1 and inversely proportional to x plus d. Okay, so now let us introduce the constant of proportionality k. Our expression is going to be y equals to k times x minus 1 over x plus d. Okay, so next, let us make k as a subject. Our equation is going to be k equals to, in brackets, x plus d times y over x minus 1. Now, let us substitute x with 2, d with 4, and y with 1 in order to find the value of k. Our equation is going to be k equals to, in brackets, 2 plus 4 times 1 over 2 minus 1. After solving these values, we are going to have k equals to 6. Okay, so next, using the same formula for k, we are going to substitute the calculated value of k, and then we are going to substitute y with 2 and d with 1. Our equation is going to be 6 equals to, in brackets, x plus 1 times 2 over x minus 1. Cross multiply these values, we are going to have 6 times, in brackets, x minus 1 equals to 2 times, in brackets, x plus 1. Now let us open the brackets. Our equation is going to be 6x minus 6 equals to 2x plus 2. Okay, so let us now combine the like terms. Our expression is going to be 6x minus 2x equals to 2 plus 6. Solving this, we are going to have 4x equals to 8. Let us now divide by 4 both sides. We are going to have x equals to 2. And this is the value required. Question number 7a. A radio is bought for shillings 400,000 and sold for shillings 500,000. Roman 1, find the profit made. Roman 2, find the percentage profit. Okay, so starting with Roman 1, profit made equals to selling price minus buying price. Okay, so applying the values from the question, we are going to have 500,000 minus 400,000. Solving this, we are going to have 100,000 shillings, and this is the profit made. For Roman 2, we are supposed to find the percentage profit. Okay, so percentage profit equals to selling price minus buying price over buying price times 100. Okay, so for here we are going to take this profit made 100,000 over 400,000 times 100, of which after solving this we are going to have 25%, and this is the percentage profit made. Part B, find the time in which shillings 300,000 will earn an interest of 60,000 if the interest rate is 10% per annum. Okay, so to solve this, let us recall the formula to find interest, which says I equals to PRT over 100, whereby I is the interest which we've been given as 60,000, P is a principal which we have been given as 300,000, R is the interest rate which equals to 10%, and T is time. Okay, so let us substitute the values into our formula. We are going to have 60,000 equals to 300,000 times 10 times T over 100. Okay, so let us now make T as a subject. We are going to have T equals to 60,000 times 100 over 300,000 times 10, which after solving the values we are going to have T equals to 2. Therefore, it is going to take 2 years. Question number 8a. The first term of an arithmetic progression is 12 and the common difference is 10. Find the nth term. So first let us recall the formula for any term in a geometric progression, which says an equals to a1 plus, in brackets, n minus 1 times d. Okay, so let us substitute the first term and the common difference which you've been given. We are going to have an equals to 12 plus, in brackets, n minus 1 times 10. Now let us open the brackets. We are going to have an equals to 12 plus 10n minus 10. Let us now combine the constant terms. We are going to have an equals to 10n plus 2, and this is the nth term. Part B, find the amount of money accumulated at the end of 2 years after investing 500,000 shillings at a compounded interest rate of 10% annually. Okay, so let us recall the formula to find the compound interest, which says A equals to P times, in brackets, 1 plus R power n, whereby A is amount accumulated, P is amount invested, which equals to 500,000, R is the interest rate, which we've been given as 10%, and n is the number of years which we have is 2. Let us now substitute these values into our formula. So we are going to have A equals to 500,000 times 1 plus 0.1 squared, of which after solving the values we are going to have A equals to 605,000, and this is the amount of money accumulated. Question number 9, part A. A ladder leans against a wall. If the ladder reaches 12 meters up the wall and its foot is 9 meters from the base of the wall, find the length of the ladder. Okay, so let us assume x is the length of a ladder. So let us sketch the problem. We are going to draw The first one is we are going to draw the wall, which we've been given as 12 meters. And then here we draw the foot, which is 9 meters. And then we draw the ladder, which equals to x. Okay, so from our triangle here, let us use the Pythagoras theorem, which says c squared equals to a squared plus b squared. Okay, so we are going to substitute c with x, a with 12, and b with 9. Our equation is going to be x squared equals to 12 squared plus 9 squared, of which after solving this we are going to have x squared equals to 255. Now let us apply square root both sides. Our equation is going to be x equals to 15. So our answer is 15 meters. Part B, given that A and B are complementary angles and sin A equals to 3/5, find tan B. Leave your answer as an improper fraction. Okay, so this is the trigonometric ratios problem. Let us remember that for complementary angles A and B, sin A equals to cos B. Therefore, cos B equals to 3/5. Okay, let us consider the following relation, which says sin B equals to under root 1 minus cos square B. Substitute value of cos B, we are going to have sin B equals to under root 1 minus 3/5 squared, of which solving this we are going to have sin B equals to 4/5. But tan B equals to sin B over cos B. Substitute value of sin B and cos B. Our expression is going to be tan B equals to 4/5 over 3/5, of which solving this we are going to have tan B equals to 4/3, and this is the value required. Question number 10, part A. What must be added to x squared plus 8x to make the expression a perfect square? Okay, so to make this expression a perfect square, let us consider the following formula, which says c equals to, in brackets, b/2 squared. From the expression given, b equals to 8. Therefore, substituting this value into our formula, we are going to have c equals to 8/2 squared, of which solving this we are going to have c equals to 16. Therefore, 16 must be added to make this expression as a perfect square. Part B, find the consecutive odd numbers whose product is 195. Okay, so consecutive numbers are the numbers that follow each other continuously in order from smallest to the largest. So let the first odd number be n, then the second odd number will be n plus 2. The product is going to be n times, in brackets, n plus 2, which equals to 195 as given from our question. Okay, so now let us expand the expression. On our left hand side, we are going to have n squared plus 2n equals to 195. Okay, so let us now write this equation in a quadratic format. Our equation is going to be n squared plus 2n minus 195 equals to 0. Okay, so now we have the quadratic equation. Let us recall the formula to solve quadratic equation, which says n equals to negative b plus or minus under root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so from our equation, a equals to 1, b equals to 2, and c equals to negative 195. So substituting these values into our equation, we are going to have n equals to negative 2 plus or minus under root 2 squared minus, in brackets, 4 times 1 times negative 195 over 2 times 1. Computing this, we are going to have n equals to negative 2 plus or minus 28 over 2. We are going to take the positive value, then our equation is going to be n equals to negative 2 plus 28 over 2. Solving this, we are going to have n equals to 13. So the first odd number is going to be 13. Now to find the second odd number, we are going to take n plus 2, which equals to 13 plus 2, of which summing this we are going to have 15. So the two odd numbers are 13 and 15. Question number 11, part A. Solve by graphical method the following system of simultaneous equations. So we have been given two equations there. So this is the coordinate geometry problem. To solve by graphical method, let us find the sample points on a line using intercept method. And the intersection of the lines will be the solutions of the equations. Okay, so for 4x plus y equals to 6, when x equals to 0, y is going to be 6, and the points is going to be 0, 6. When y equals to 0, x is going to be 1.5, and the point is 1.5, 0. And for the second equation, 5x plus 2y equals to 9, when x equals to 0, y is going to be 4.5, and the point is 0, 4.5. And then when y equals to 0, x is going to be 1.8, and the point is 1.8, 0. Okay, so next, let us draw the graph. We are going to draw x and y axis, and then we are going to draw the line 4x plus y equals to 6, and then finally we are going to draw the line 5x plus 2y equals to 9. Our final sketch will look like this. So from the sketch above, we can read the intersection of the lines to get the solution. Okay, so from the graph, the intersection point is 1, 2. Therefore, x equals to 1 and y equals to 2. Part B of the question, a farm is to be planted with sorghum and maize while observing the following constraints. So we've been given several data there. The question is, if sorghum yield a profit of 800,000 shillings per hectare, while maize yield 600,000 shillings per hectare, how many hectares should be planted with each crop for maximum profit? Okay, so this is the linear programming problem. So first, let us choose the variables. So we are going to let X be hectares for sorghum and Y be the hectares for maize. Okay, so next, let us formulate our inequalities. We have been given that 4 days per hectares was used for sorghum, then 4x days will be used for x hectares. And also, 2 days per hectare was used for maize, then 2y days will be used for y hectares. But 4x plus 2y days should not exceed maximum days available. So our inequality is going to be 4x plus 2y less or equal to 20. Also, we have been told that 1,400 shillings is the labor cost per hectare of sorghum. Then 1,400 x will be the labor cost for x hectares. And also, shillings 1,200 is the labor cost per hectare of maize. Then 1,200 y will be the labor cost for y hectares. But shillings 1,400 x plus 1,200 y should not exceed the total amount available. So our inequality is going to be 1,400 x plus 1,200 y less or equal to 8,400. Also, we have been given that shillings 600 is a fertilizer cost per hectare of sorghum, then 600x will be fertilizer cost for y hectares. And also shillings 800 is a fertilizer cost for hectares of maize, then 800y will be fertilizer cost for y hectares. But shillings 600x plus 800y should not exceed the total amount available. So our inequality is going to be 600x plus 800y should be less or equal to 4,800. Also, hectares for both sorghum and maize cannot be less than 0. So we finalize our inequalities as x should be greater or equal to 0 and y should be greater or equal to 0. Then we have all the inequalities needed. Okay, so next we are going to form the objective function. We have 800,000 shillings per hectare of sorghum as a profit. Then 800,000 shillings x will be profit for x hectares. And also we have 600,000 shillings per hectare of maize as a profit. Then 600,000 y will be profit for y hectares. Our objective is to maximize profit. Then our objective function will be function of x, y max equals to 800,000 x plus 600,000 y. Okay, so next we are going to draw the graph. From the inequalities we have, let us form the boundary lines for drawing lines in the graph. So for 4x plus 2y less or equal to 20, the boundary line is going to be 4x plus 2y equals to 20. And also for 1,400x plus 1,200y less or equal to 8,400, the boundary line is going to be 1,400x plus 1,200y equals to 8,400. And for the 600x plus 800y less or equal to 4,800, the boundary line is going to be 600x plus 800y equals to 4,800. Okay, so next, using these boundary lines, we are going to use intercept method to find the sample points for drawing the lines. So starting with this one, 4x plus 2y equals to 20. When x equals to 0, y is going to be 10, and the point is 0, 10. And when y equals to 0, x is going to be 5, and the point is 5, 0. The next boundary line which we are looking at is this one, 1,400x plus 1,200y equals to 8,400. So when x equals to 0, y is going to be 7, and the point is 0, 7. And when y equals to 0, x is going to be 6, and the point is 6, 0. And our last line is this one, 600x plus 800y equals to 4,800. Okay, so for this one, when x equals to 0, y is going to be 6, and the point is 0, 6. And when y equals to 0, x is going to be 8, and the point is 8, 0. Now that we have all the intercept points, then we start by drawing x-axis and y-axis, and we are going to shade the negative regions. So we are drawing the line 4x plus 2y equals to 20, and we are going to shade the region according to the inequality 4x plus 2y is less or equal to 20. Our next line is 1,400x plus 1,200y equals to 8,400. For this one, we are going to shade the region according to the inequality 1,400x plus 1,200y is less or equal to 8,400. Our next line is 600x plus 800y equals to 4,800, and we are going to shade the region according to the inequality which says 600x plus 800y is less or equal to 4,800. The final graph will be like this. Okay, so now from the graph, we can see the feasible region containing the corner points. Let us prepare the table with corner points and the maximum function in order to find their values. So we are going to have a table with the two columns, the corner points and our maximum function. Okay, so for our table here, we have corner points, and here we have function of x, y max equals to 800,000 x plus 600,000 y. Our corner points which we have are A with the points 0, 6, and then we have B with 2.4, 4.2. We have point C with 3.6, 2.8, and we have our last corner point is point D with coordinates 5, 0. So the values here for the point A, using the maximum function after calculating the values, here we are going to have 3,600,000. And for the point B, we are going to have 4,440,000. For the point C, we are going to have 4,560,000. And for our last point, point D, we are going to have 4 million. Now, from the table above, we can see that point C gives us a maximum value of the objective function. Therefore, 3.6 hectares of sorghum and 2.8 hectares of maize should be planted in order to realize maximum profit. Question number 12. Carefully study the frequency distribution table which shows the marks of 100 students in a physics examination. So we have been given several information there. Part A, we are supposed to calculate the mean given the assumed mean is 75.5. Okay, so to find the mean, let us modify the table by adding column for class mark, which is the average of a class limit for each row. Then we are going to add the deviation from assumed mean, which is the difference of a class mark and the assumed mean, which is given by D equals to X minus A. Then we are going also to add the product of a frequency and the deviation, which is going to be FD. Our given assumed mean is 75.5. Okay, so from our table, filling the values for class mark, for example, for this one, the first one we are going to take this 41 plus 50 divided by 2, which the value is going to be 45.5. So using the same approach, let us fill the remaining part of the table. So next here is going to be 55.5, and here is going to be 65.5, here is 75.5, and here is 85.5, and here is 95.5. Okay, so for the deviation column, we are going to take D equals to X minus A. So for here, X is 45.5 and our assumed mean is 75.5. So the value for here is going to be 45.5 minus 75.5, which equals to negative 30. So the value here is negative 30. So we are going to use the same approach to fill the remaining part. So here is going to be negative 20, and here is negative 10, and here is 0, and here is 10, and the last one here is 20. Now for the last column, for the FD, we are going to take the value for the frequency times the value of a deviation. So for this one, we are going to take 10 times negative 30, which equals to negative 300. So using the same approach, we are going to have here negative 440, and here is negative 340, and here is 0, and here is 70, and here is 40. Okay, so finding the sum of the FD, the total here is going to be negative 970. Okay, so let us now recall the formula for calculating mean when given the assumed mean. So the formula says mean equals to A plus summation of FD over summation of F. Okay, so let us now substitute the values from the table. We are going to have mean equals to 75.5 plus negative 970 over 100. Computing this, we are going to have mean equals to 65.8, and this is the value required. Part B of the question, we are supposed to find the median in 2 decimal places. Okay, so to find the median, we are going to add the column for cumulative frequency that can help us to identify the middle class. Okay, so the cumulative frequency for this first row is going to be 10. For the next one, we are going to take this 10 plus 22, which equals to 32. So the next one is going to be 66, and here is 91, here is 98, and the last one is 100. Okay, so let us now take the sum of frequency divided by 2, which we are going to have n over 2, which equals to 100 over 2 equals to 50. Value 50 lies in 66 from cumulative frequency column on the table. Therefore, our middle class is 61 to 70. Okay, so let us now consider the formula for the median, which says median equals to L plus, in brackets, n over 2 minus summation of FB over FM times C. Okay, so L is a lower real limit of the middle class, which will equal 61 minus 0.5, which equals to 60.5. And summation of FB is sum of frequencies below the middle class, which equals to 32. And FM is a frequency of a middle class, which equals to 34. And C is a class size, which equals to 10. Okay, so let us now substitute these values into our formula. So our equation is going to be median equals to 60.5 plus, in brackets, 50 minus 32 over 34 times 10. Calculating this, we are going to have median equals to 65.79, and this is the value required. Part C of the question, we are supposed to calculate the mode in 2 decimal places. Okay, so we have to remember that mode is the data with the largest frequency. So from the table, the model class is 61 to 70. So let us recall the formula for the mode, which says mode equals to L plus D1 over D1 plus D2 times C, of which L is a lower real limit of the model class, which equals to 61 minus 0.5, which, solving this, we are going to have 60.5. And D1 is a difference in a frequency between model class and the class below, of which we have 34 minus 22, which, solving this, we are going to get 12. And D2 is a difference of a frequency between model class and the class above, of which we are having 34 minus 25, which, solving this, we are going to have 9. And our class size is 10. Let us now substitute the values in our formula. So we are going to have mod equals to 60.5 plus 12 over 12 plus 9 times 10. Solving this, we are going to have mod equals to 66.21, and this is the value required. Question number 13, part A. The figure below shows a rectangular prism in which AB equals to 10 centimeters, BC equals to 8 centimeters. We are supposed to calculate the length of DF, and we are supposed to leave our answer in a third form. Okay, so to calculate the length DF, we are going first to find the length DB using the Pythagoras theorem from the triangle ABD, which says C squared equals to A squared plus B squared. Okay, so from triangle ABD, let us substitute C with the DB, A with 10, and B with 8. Our equation is going to be DB squared equals to 10 squared plus 8 squared. Let us now apply the square root both sides. Our equation is going to be DB equals to under root 10 squared plus 8 squared. Solving this further, we are going to have DB equals to under root 164. Okay, so next, let us have a look on a triangle BDF using the same Pythagoras theorem. Let us substitute C with DF, A with 6, and B with under root 164. Our equation is going to be DF squared equals to 6 squared plus under root 164 squared. Simplifying this, we are going to have DF squared equals to 6 squared plus 164. Let us now apply square root for both sides. Our equation is going to be DF equals to under root 6 squared plus 164, of which, solving this, we are going to have DF equals to under root 200. Simplifying the root, we are going to have DF equals to 10 times under root 2. So the length is going to be 10 under root 2 centimeters. Part B of the question, if O is a center of a cycle given below, find the value of X. Okay, so solving this one, let us first label the corners which we have from the sketch given. So here we are going to put A here, and here is B, here is C, and here is D, and here is E. Okay, so from the figure, angle EAB equals to angle ABC, which equals to 80 degrees. And the reason being, these are alternate interior angles since line ED is parallel to line BC. And also, angle ABC plus angle ADC equals to 180 degrees. The reason being, opposite angles of a cycle, quadrilateral are supplementary angles. Okay, so let us substitute the values. We are going to have 80 degrees plus x equals to 180 degrees. So making x as a subject here, we are going to have x equals to 100 degrees. And this is the required value of x. Part C of the question, calculate the circumference of a small cycle in kilometers along the parallel of latitude 30 degrees north. Leave your answer in a third form. So this is the Earth as a sphere problem. Let us consider the formula for the circumference of a small cycle, which says L equals to 2 pi r cos theta, of which r is the radius of the Earth, which we know that it is 6,370 kilometers. Theta equals to 30 degrees. Okay, so let us now substitute the values into our formula. So we are going to have L equals to 2 times 3.14 times 6,370 times cos 30, of which after solving this we are going to have L equals to 20,001.8 times under root 3. Therefore, the circumference of a small cycle is going to be 20,001.8 under root 3 kilometers. Question number 14. Mr. Chapakazi commenced business on 1st June 2011 with capital in cash 5.5 million. So we have several transactions there. For this one, we are supposed to record the above transactions in the cash account. Then we are supposed to balance them and extract the trial balance. Okay, so this is an accounting problem. So let us prepare the cash account. We have to note that the cash account only record cash transactions. So all the credit entries will be ignored in our preparation of the cash account. Okay, so we will start checking one by one transactions and filling the cash account. So we sketch our cash account, and then our cash account is going to have a debit and a credit. Then we are going to have 4 columns for our debit side and also 4 columns for our credit side. So here we are going to have a date, particular, folio, amount, and here we are going to have date, particular, folio, amount. Okay, so first we start by recording the capital in cash, 5.5 million. And our next transaction is cash purchases of 2 million. The next one is purchases of furniture for cash, 600,000. The next one is cash sales of 2 million. The next one is cash purchases of 700,000. The next one is rent paid by cash, which is 2 million. The next one is cash sales, 950,000. The next one is payment of transportation. The value is 80,000. The next one is cash sales. The value is 250,000. And the last transaction is payment of salaries for cash. The value is 160,000. Okay, so next let us find the summation on our debit side. After summing the values here, we are going to have the total of 8,700,000. And also let us take the same value on our credit side. So here is 8,700,000. Okay, so let us finalize the cash book by finding the balancing figure here. The balance carried down is going to be 3,160,000, and this is going to be the same balance brought down on the following period, which is going to be 3,160,000. And our cash book will be like this. Okay, so next let us prepare the trial balance by listing all the account balances extracted from the cash book. So our trial balance is going to have 4 columns. The first column is for accounts. The next one is folio. The next is debit balances. And the last one is credit balances. Okay, so next let us extract the account balances from the cash book. So first we have a cash account which have a debit balance of 3,160,000. Next we have the capital account with a credit balance of 5,500,000. And also next we have a purchases account with a debit balance of 2,700,000. Next is the furniture account with a debit balance of 600,000. Next is the sales account with a credit balance of 3,200,000. Next is a rent account with a debit balance of 2 million. Next is the transportation account with a debit balance of 80,000. And the last one is the salaries account with a debit balance of 160,000. Okay, so next we are going to find the sum on our debit side and also on our credit side. Okay, so after summing the values, the total here is going to be 8,700,000. And also summing on our credit side, the total here is going to be 8,700,000. And this is the trial balance requested. Question number 15A. Given A equals to matrix 2, 4, 6, 8, find A inverse. Okay, so this is the matrix problem. To find the inverse of a matrix, let us first find the determinant of A. So determinant is given by determinant equals to product of a main diagonal minus product of the leading diagonal. So our determinant is going to be, in brackets, 2 times 8 minus, in brackets, 4 times 6. Okay, so solving this, we are going to have determinant equals to negative 8. Okay, so next, let us find the adjoint of the matrix A. So something to remember is adjoint of a matrix is obtained by exchanging main diagonal and negating the leading diagonal. So adjoint of A is going to be matrix 8, -4, -6, 2. Okay, so now to find the inverse of A, we are going to use the following formula, which says inverse of A equals to 1 over determinant times adjoint of A. Okay, so let us now substitute our values. We are going to have A inverse equals to -1 over 8 times matrix 8, -4, -6, and 2. Okay, so next let us simplify this by applying scalar multiplication of a matrix. We are going to have A inverse equals to matrix -1, 1 over 2, 3 over 4, -1 over 4. And this is the inverse of a matrix required. Part B of the question, use the results obtained in Part A to find the point of intersection of the following system of simultaneous equations. Okay, so we have the first equation is 2x plus 6y equals to 22. And the second one is 4x plus 8y equals to 32. Okay, so first let us write these equations in a matrix format. So our equation is going to be matrix 2, 4, 6, 8 times matrix x, y equals to matrix 22, 32. Okay, so we are going to call this as equation number 1. Okay, so next, let A equals to matrix 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, so taking the inverse of a matrix A from A above, we are having A inverse equals to -1 over 8 times matrix 8, -4, -6, and 2. Okay, so let us now multiply equation 1 both sides by inverse of A. We are going to have -1 over 8 times matrix 8, -4, -6, 2 times matrix 2, 4, 6, 8 times matrix x, y equals to -1 over 8 times matrix 8, -4, -6, 2 times matrix 22, 32. Okay, so something to remember is matrix multiplied by its inverse, we are going to get the identity matrix, meaning that our left hand side will have an identity matrix times matrix x, y. Okay, so our equation is going to be matrix 1, 0, 0, 1 times matrix x, y equals to -1 over 8 times matrix 8, -4, -6, 2 times matrix 22, 32. And also something to remember is identity matrix multiplied by a matrix, the result is a matrix itself. Meaning our left hand side will just remain with the matrix x and y. So our equation is going to be matrix x, y equals to -1 over 8 times matrix 8, -4, -6, 2 times matrix 22, 32. Okay, so now let us apply multiplication of matrices for our right hand side. Our equation is going to be x, y equals to negative 1 over 8 times matrix 22 times 8 plus negative 6 times 32, negative 4 times 22 plus 2 times 32. Okay, so after calculating the values, we are going to have x, y equals to negative 1 over 8 times negative 16, negative 24. Okay, so now let us apply scalar multiplication for our right hand side. Our equation is going to be x, y equals to matrix 2, 3. Therefore, the point of intersection is 2, 3. Part C of the question, find the image of the point obtained in part B above and a rotation 90 degrees anticlockwise. Okay, so this is the transformation problem. To find the image and a rotation, let us consider the following relation, which says image equals to transformation factor times point. Symbolically, we can write that as x image y image equals to r times x y. Okay, so the transformation factor for rotation is given by r equals to matrix cos theta sin theta negative sin theta cos theta. Therefore, x image y image equals to cos theta sin theta negative sin theta cos theta times x y. Okay, so let us now substitute theta with 90 and x, y with 2, 3. Our equation is going to be x image y image equals to cos 90 sin 90 negative sin 90 cos 90 times 2, 3. And we know that cos 90 equals to 0 and sin 90 equals to 1. Then our equation is going to be x image y image equals to matrix 0, 1, negative 1, 0 times matrix 2, 3. Okay, so next, let us apply multiplication of the matrices. We are going to have x image y image equals to matrix 0 times 2 plus negative 1 times 3, 1 times 2 plus 0 times 3, of which after solving this we are going to have x image y image equals to negative 3 and 2. Therefore, the image of the point is negative 3, 2, and this is our answer. Question number 16, part A. A die and a coin are tossed together. What is the probability of getting a tail and an even number? Okay, so this is the probability problem. we have to remember that a die has 6 faces, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and a coin has 2 sides, head and a tail. Okay, so we are going to use letter H to represent heads and letter T to represent tails. Okay, so our sample space will be 1H, 2H, 3H, 4H, 5H, 6H, 1T, 2T, 3T, 4T, 5T, and 6T. Now, counting the number of sample space here, we are having number of sample spaces equals to 12. Okay, so from there, let us check the elements for tail and an even number, which we have 2T, 4T, and 6T, of which, counting the number of events here, we are going to have number of events equals to 3. Okay, so we have to remember that probability of an event is given by number of events over number of sample space. Okay, so let us substitute the values which we have. We are going to have probability of an event equals to 3 over 12. Solving this, we are going to have 1 over 4. Therefore, the probability of getting a tail and an even number is 1 over 4. Part B of the question, draw the graph of an inverse of R, whereby R is equal to the value of x, y, such that y is greater or equal to 0 and y is less or equal to x. Then we are supposed to find its domain and range. Okay, so this is the relation problem. Okay, so first let us write the inverse of this equation. We are going to have R is equal to the value of x, y, such that x is greater or equal to 0 and y is greater or equal to x. Okay, so next we are going to draw the graph. We start by drawing x equals to 0, and we are going to shade required region for x is greater or equal to 0. And then next we are going to draw y equals to x, and we are going to shade the required region for y is greater or equal to x. After doing that, our graph will be like this. Okay, so now from the graph, we can conclude that domain are all real numbers. And also, we can conclude that range are all real numbers. Part C of the question, without using a table of values, draw the graph of y equals to x squared minus 4x plus 2 and use it to solve the equation x squared minus 4x equals to 5. Okay, so this is the function problem. To draw the graph, we are going to first find the intercept points. Okay, so we have been given y equals to x squared minus 4x plus 2. Okay, so when x equals to 0, y is going to be 2. And the point is 0, 2. Okay, and when y equals to 0, we are going to have the quadratic equation, which is x squared minus 4x plus 2 equals to 0. Okay, so now let us solve the equation by general formula of quadratic, which says x equals to negative b plus or minus under root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, so from our equation above, a equals to 1, b is negative 4, and c equals to 2. Okay, so let us now substitute these values into our equation. We are going to have x equals to 4 plus or minus under root 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2 over 2 times 1. Okay, so solving this, we are going to have x equals to 4 plus or minus under root 8 over 2. Then we are going to have x equals to 4 plus 2.8 over 2, or x equals to 4 minus 2.8 over 2. Okay, so solving this, we are going to have x equals to 3.4, or x equals to 0.6. Then our points are 3.4, 0 and 0.6, 0. Then our intercepts points are 0, 2, 3.4, 0 and 0.6, 0. Okay, so next we are going to find the turning points for our line. Okay, so our line is y equals to x squared minus 4x plus 2. Okay, so we have to recall the turning points is given by, in brackets, negative b over 2a, comma, 4ac minus b squared over 4a. Okay, so from our equation, a equals to 1, b is negative 4, and c is 2. Okay, so let us now substitute these values into our equation. We are going to have x, y equals to, in brackets, negative 4 over 2 times 1, comma, 4 times 1 times 2 minus 4 squared over 4 times 1, of which, solving this, we are going to have 2, negative 2. Then our turning point is 2, negative 2. Okay, so for here, something to note is our line will turn upward since the coefficient of x squared is positive. Okay, so after having all this information and drawing the graph, our final graph will look like this. Okay, so now to solve x squared minus 4x equals to 5, using this equation, y equals to x squared minus 4x plus 2, we are going to substitute x squared minus 4x with 5. So we are going to have y equals to 5 plus 2, of which, solving this, we are going to have y equals to 7. Okay, so now from the graph, we are going to draw the line y equals to 7, and we are going to read the corresponding values of x from the intersection of the line and the curve. Okay, so our graph will look like this after drawing the line y equals to 7. Okay, so now from the graph, the values of x from the intersections are negative 1 and 5. Okay, so therefore the solution for x squared minus 4x equals to 5 are negative 1 and 5.